Behind me are 100 of the craziest cars GTA 5 has ever seen. I literally spent hours scrolling through mod sites and even paid people to custom make cars so I can show you guys the weirdest vehicles possible. But first, we have a BMW, which yeah, may not seem very special until you realize it's one of 3 cars I found that look extremely real, so I listed them on Facebook Marketplace. So we'll check back in a little bit, see if anyone's interested in them. But for now, we have the SSC Tuatara, which I believe used to be the fastest car on Earth, and I'm scared to see how fast this thing is and get. And okay, we just kind of glitched through the car. And oh, okay, I barely pushed the gas. Let's just full. Oh my god! Wait. Okay, so it's obviously very fast. But here, I want to try to drive to the other side of the map and see how long this takes. Which in theory would be super quick, but since controlling it is literally impossible, that took almost a full 20 minutes. But we did make it across the entire map. But now let's head on over to GTA RP because I spent almost $1,000 on these next 4 cars. And I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. This Bugatti Chiron I spent $300 on. This Rolls Royce costed me $200. This Lamborghini costed me $140. And this McLaren also costed me $140, which is really sad to think about. Anyway, back in GTA 5, I got these 4 exact cars for completely free. I even ran some tests against the cars, and they all functioned pretty much the exact same, so I guess I'll just regret that forever. Also, in real life, I have 3 vehicles. So let's go add them to GTA. Which the first car would be my 2013 Dodge Avenger, and it's such a terrible car that when you search for it, it doesn't exist. So the best thing I could do is add the closest car I could find, which was some old Dodge Charger. But I can't really compare the two because, well, they're different. Like, mine's slow, this one's slightly less slow. The interiors are obviously completely different. So we'll just go on the next one we got, which is my Honda Grom, which there is actually a mod for. It looks a little different. Like, I wish mine had this roll cage or whatever this thing is. This also doesn't have an exhaust for some reason, but overall basically the same thing. But anyway, let's move on to the Alfa Romeo Giulia, which thankfully there was a mod for, and whoever made it literally made it perfect. Even the interior is the exact same. But yeah, those are my 3 cars and bike. But if you're still in the comments spamming for me to show you cars that are actually cool, let me introduce you to the Velociraptor. Picture a Ford Raptor with 2 extra wheels. It's a real thing and it's only $500,000 and I want one so badly. So I added it in GTA because it's probably the closest I'll ever get. I honestly love 6x6s so much. I paid some guy to turn a T20 into a 6x6, which looks terrifying, I won't lie. Like, if I saw this thing turn a corner in GTA Online, I'm leaving so unbelievably fast. But I would say the complete opposite for the baby car. If there's any Rockstar employees watching, if you guys make this something we can buy, I can promise you it will be the most sold car GTA has ever seen, and it won't even be close. I mean, can you imagine pulling up to a car meet and it's just full of the baby? You tell your friend to pick you up and he just shows up in the baby car. Basically, Rockstar, you're welcome for the idea. I also added some massive APC that I again genuinely think GTA should add. I mean, there's really not that many massive military vehicles in the game, and watch what else this thing can do. It shoots smoke bombs in every direction, which is sick. And one more military vehicle, because we've all seen the Oppressor Mark II. Now, I present to you the Oppressor Mark III, which honestly is a little underwhelming. I mean, it has miniguns, and it can boost pretty fast, but it can't even fly. It just hovers. Like, if we boost off this hill, I can't actually stay in the air. I just gradually go back towards the ground. And since there's so many other random cars I added, let me just rapid fire the next couple. Like the Kia Soul I added so I could blow it up. I got a legalized weed truck with smoke coming out the window. Got this truck, which makes it look like I sort of just robbed an ATM. Got a van with someone surfing on it. A bunch of deer pulling a caddy. A flatbed with a DJ. A shopping cart we can somehow drive. And I could go on forever with these weird vehicles, but instead, we'll move on to the craziest car GTA has ever added. Hear me out. This is the Jester RR, right? Wrong. It's a Mark V Supra. Right next to each other, I have an actual Supra that I use mods to get, and the Jester RR, which is literally the exact same thing. I mean, the only thing Rockstar did was change the badges. Other than that, let's face it, it's the exact same car. I also added the complete opposite of that, a Tesseract that was turned into a real Lamborghini. Well, at least they tried. There's Lamborghini badges on it, but I don't know, it honestly doesn't really look like a Lamborghini. More so just a weird looking Tesseract. And remember earlier in the video when I listed 3 cars on Facebook Marketplace? Yeah, well, they banned my account, but not before someone messaged me about the Audi R8.
Hi, is this still available?
Yes, of course.
How many miles are on it?
I sent him a link to A Lot by 21 Savage.
A lot of miles. Never mind.
So that idea didn't work out great, and I was running out of cars to add, so I got in my car and blindfolded myself, and the idea was the first car I saw I had to add to GTA.
Take one look, pick a vehicle.
Hyundai,
Elantra. I gotta get a Hyundai Elantra.
which luckily there was a mod for, and I now have a Hyundai Elantra in GTA, and hopefully I said that word right because last time the comments were not happy. Overall though, it's not the most interesting car ever, I can't lie. So let's move on to the Tesla that should be fully self-driving. In theory, if we just get in here, set a waypoint, the Tesla should take us there. Yep, I'm not touching my keyboard at all.
Here's proof. I'm literally not touching my keyboard at all.
So yeah, I just let it take me across the entire map. And that was actually pretty sick. Oh, yeah, why is there biker gang? Hey, yo, there is. Okay, but now for these next 5 cars. Have you ever been in a Discord call and you get hit with
If you could have 5 callers, what would they be?
Well, I was wondering what mine would be, so I searched through a bunch of cars, and here's my answer. First car would be a 3,500 wheel horsepower GTR. If I had this thing, bro, I'm dying. My first time driving it, but my God, would that be a first fun drive before I die, obviously. Second car would be a Lamborghini Aventador because it's a Lamborghini. Third car would be a McLaren P1 because it's a McLaren P1. Fourth car would be a Koenigsegg Agera because it's a. And the fifth car I would take out of any car in the world would be a Velociraptor. I want one so badly. But next up, I added 3 Rolls Royces, and no, not because I spent $200 on one in GTA RP. I added them because I want to see if this thing actually goes down. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically some of these hood ornaments are worth like 10 grand, so Rolls Royce made them like tuck into the car if anyone tries to touch it, and I want to see if it works in GTA. I don't really know the best way to try this, except maybe just punch the. Why did that do so much damage? And it's still there. Okay, but Rolls Royce, you may have bigger issues, honestly. But here, let's try it on this, which is made by some completely different person, and the same thing. But why? So I can only imagine when I kicked it. Yep. Okay. Yep. I am never buying a Rolls Royce. And just when I thought I've searched through every car possible, I found this, a realistic DeLorean. I mean, this is every GTA player's dream, to get rid of the Deluxo and replace it with an actual DeLorean, but after being lucky enough to try it out for myself, I think we should just keep the Deluxo. This thing is terrible. I can't turn off the spark, so it's just constantly in my face. This thing can't actually fly, and worst of all, if I use my mod menu here, you can find out this thing is actually just a truck. It's a DeLorean put into a truck. Like, bro, what? And when I tell you I wanted to add more cars, but out of all 700 pages of modded cars, the best thing I could find was the modded Rusty Tractor, which does actually look pretty cool, to be fair. But other than that, all the rest of the modded cars suck, so hope you enjoyed.